Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 positive effects of COVID. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. These are the 8 best things that I truly anticipate to be there. A few trends that are blooming, or have already surfaced and going to stick even when all this is done. Number 10. Helps you build genuine relationships. We've all been so preoccupied with living the life, that many of us have missed out on those genuine real moments with our loved ones. It might have been due to hectic schedules, scrambling to make ends meet and racing to important meetings. Sure, you may have had the good fortune to go on family trips now and then. But even back then, didn't you dread those awaiting files on your desk? The COVID-19 scenario has now had a good impact on how you express yourself and maintain relationships. You have more time with your family and may better plan your work. This genuinely aids in the development of a better future for both your work and your family. We've found methods to keep connected with others, even if it's only online while life has slowed down. Reconnect with your loved ones and look back on your life. Number 9. A new wave of tools and software. Companies want online tools and software to help them make the transition to digital classrooms and virtual office spaces as painless as possible. This has opened the door to any applications that allow you to identify and improve workflows and processes that are essential when managing teams or teaching, learning digitally. Organizations are stepping out with new, updated product ranges, from Zoho's Remotely Suite to SurveySparrow's self-help platform, allowing employees to stay engaged in these challenging times. During the pandemic, we at SurveySparrow used our employee NPS and employee engagement questionnaires, as well as the COVID-19 symptom check bot to check our employees' pulse and health. This trend has paved the way for touchless biometric attendance systems, time tracking and other collaboration tools that can essentially step in and provide an alternative to your present workflow to operate your organization digitally, from self-diagnosis bots to automated emergency protocols. Workaround tools are no longer just add-ons, they've entered the mainstream. A comprehensive set of tools and software that will help you survive another pandemic, or work around your existing procedures will be welcomed. As a thoughtful measure to fight against such a pandemic, halting the manufacturing industries for the second time, these significant lockdowns have ushered organizations and factories to take a step towards the robotic era. Number 8. Entire lifestyle changes to practice better hygiene. Being hygienic is no longer only a nice habit but a necessary survival skill. People are now more aware of the importance of keeping themselves clean as times have changed. Humans' ability to emote and connect with other beings is built into their basic design as social animals. That isn't going to change and we have no control over it. However, recent events have made us all more conscious of how to do it in a more sanitary manner. We've all changed our lifestyles for the better, from shaking hands to saying namaste. We'll remember to cough into our hands and sanitize our hands after handling anything else, since we know what might happen if we don't. Number 7. Innovations to stay connected and help each other. This quarantine welcomes ideas, hacks, tips and tricks to beat the lockdowns and help our communities. Companies across the world have started thinking about coming up with product and service ranges that enable you to be as connected as you are with your teams and also your loved ones. Finding creative ways to not let the boredom of 4 walls get you is the newest trend, and rightfully so. This has opened a new way of thought. Organizations cannot just stop functioning altogether, and each is coming up with the ultimate ideas to attract and sustain both their customers and employees. This may as well lead to breakthroughs and innovations. You see, innovation happens for nothing but when the environment demands it. And let's wait for the coolest ideas that can take the world by a storm. By coolest ideas we mean to act right. The wise thing to do now is to remain calm and healthy while looking after each other. One way to further prevent the spread is to conduct surveys and collect valuable information from people. Number 6. Blue chip stocks becoming the safe bet to invest. Investing in blue chip companies has a reputation for being dull, stodgy and a touch out of date. It's no coincidence that they're extremely popular among wealthy investors and nearly every reliable financial institution. According to the current trend, blue chip stocks have minted money in store for those who are wise enough to hold on to them through thick and thin. According to economists, you could double your money in just 2 years. Dividend-paying companies tend to decline less in downturn markets, which is why blue chip equities are regarded reasonably secure. COVID-19 has a devastating economic impact, as we all know. It's like a sledgehammer hit. Even if the economy grinds to a halt, blue-chip equities provide a relatively secure haven. One of the safest methods to ride out the COVID-19 economic crisis is to make wise investments. Number 5. Remote working turning mainstream. Many organizations now work remotely with 100% of the staff working electronically and little to no physical offices from Zapier to AHA to Envision. Even we at Survey Sparrow have gone through the process and developed a remote staff. With cities shut down, businesses all across the world were forced to make the necessary transition to remote working. Investments in larger spaces will drop and organizations will no longer allow geographical barriers to prevent them from employing their best employees. You may not be able to reap all of the benefits of remote working if you work in a partially remote workplace. All firms have gone completely remote as a result of the quarantines. This has also aided the team's ability to trust one another. Companies are developing a culture in which they trust their employees' integrity, and that they will work diligently even if no one is looking over their shoulders every now and then. So, after COVID-19, the future of work appears to be bright. Number 4. Atmospheric emissions. Factory and trade closures as well as travel limitations imposed to combat virus spread, resulted in a drop in pollution emissions in the atmosphere. As a result of the quarantine imposed on March 24 to stem the spread of the novel coronavirus, the city of São Paulo's air pollution indexes dropped by half in just 1 week. In Europe, cities such as Brussels, Paris, Madrid, Milan, and Frankfurt had a decrease in medium nitrogen dioxide levels between March 5 and 25 compared to the same period the previous year. According to data from the European Environmental Agency, EEA, after the Spanish government banned non-essential travel after March 14, medium levels of nitrogen dioxide in Madrid decreased by 56% in a weekly comparison. According to the European Environment Agency, the concentration of nitrogen dioxide polluting gas in Milan has reduced by 24% in the 4 weeks leading up to March 24. Although transitory, the improvements may have a favorable impact on the annual balance of pollution emissions in these cities. Number 3. Education becomes digitized and affordable. As a whole in jeopardy. There have been closures of schools, universities and institutions. Yes, it's depressing, but have you considered the positive aspects of the situation? Educational institutions have devised a strategy for overcoming this extraordinarily difficult set of circumstances. Due to technological advances, classes have resumed. For educational institutions, online classes have become the new norm, and they have a few advantages. Institutions may now save money on infrastructure, which means students don't have to shoulder the brunt of the expense, making it more affordable. Parents will also gain first-hand knowledge of how classes are presented, and will be able to immediately comprehend how their children perceive things. As the online education system expands, education will become more accessible to people from all walks of life. Number 2. Financial inclusion. The spread of cash transfer programs such as Colombia's Ingreso Solidario, and others in the area has highlighted the need for greater financial inclusion than ever before. The most noticeable impact of the epidemic has been a rise in the use of bank accounts by the poor, said Felipe Lega, director of the Financial Regulatory Unit of Colombia's Finance Ministry, URF. Since the outbreak began, more than 1 million accounts have been opened in Colombia utilizing digital means in order for people to receive the cash transfer. Non-bank intermediaries that offer digital payments provide some of these accounts. However, the financial crisis has forced banks to compete with free services for customers at the bottom of the social ladder. In other words, financial inclusion has risen considerably as a result of the pandemic thanks to fintech. Number 1. Aversion to unnecessary travel and meetings. The pandemic has brought attention to the amount of time we waste traveling, as well as the financial consequences. Video conferencing is now a far more accepted and pleasant alternative. Meetings with co-workers, clients and suppliers will be more productive and cost-effective. We also reduced our tolerance for unproductive meetings. What do you think of our list? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want more videos from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.